Hey Duffy, you are 100% correct. The vast majority of small businesses aren't worth anything. However, here's how we change the tides for those individuals and help them create valuable and saleable business assets. So let me run you through it. So my most recent best-selling book called Seven Figure Profits, How to Keep, Grow, and Leverage Your Cash Flow as a Business Owner, I cover off the process that's involved in actually creating a valuable business. And there are basically 5 stages. The first phase that business owners go through is what we call level 1 battle. And this is out of the entire 5 stages that I'm going to walk you through. And this is basically a business that's typically doing less than $200,000 a year. Usually once they take a market income out of the business, they make no profit. They're working a considerable amount of hours per year. So we work out the number of hours they work per week multiplied by the weeks per year. Most are doing 60 plus hours most weeks of the year. Their wealth is relatively low. They might own their home. They don't have a lot of investment assets. They certainly don't have a lot of super. And they've got no passive income. And the big problem is that they need to prove that they've actually got a viable business. And most people don't know this. And the big thing we need to work on, the purpose, is damage control. How do we actually prove that they have the right business? And how do we get them to a level of comfort, which is level 2? Now, level 2 is dictated by getting to $500,000 in revenue. We ideally want to have a profit of at least 10% after you've taken a market wage. Now, at this point, we ideally want to be reducing the number of hours we're working, and we ideally want to be building more wealth. So we want to have at least $300,000 in wealth, and we want to have at least $10,000 per year in passive income. Now, this isn't going to be a meaningful change. However, at least it has us heading in the right direction. And the big problem is at this stage is that we're typically trading time for money. We have a viable business that you need to be around in order for that business to be viable. And the purpose we want to create is we want to build a really great foundation that is going to allow us to get to level 3, which is growth. And growth is basically a business that goes up to $1 million a year in revenue, is able to produce a 20% profit after you've taken a market wage. Once again, we can reduce our hours again. We want to build our wealth up to about 500 grand. We want about 30 grand a year of passive income. And we need to start trading money for time. We're buying back our time so we can create leverage and we can focus on optimization of this great business that we've built, so then we can get through to the next stage, which is called freedom, or level 4, which is basically up to a $5 million per year business. At this stage, we should be able to produce up to 30% profit margins. We should have been able to buy back a big chunk of our time, bringing our hours down to 1,320. We want to build wealth up to $3 million, and we ideally want to have $100,000 in passive income. Now, this doesn't happen overnight, guys. This takes years. For some businesses, it takes decades or more. We want to make sure that we understand what are we going to do to get to this freedom stage, because this is where true freedom is unlocked. And once we get to this point, guys, we can start trading money for money, because this is where the wealthy people in the world are able to create true scale, is they're able to take their money and allow it to continue to compound, which then allows us to get to this level 5, which is abundance, or a $10 million a year business, doing 40% profit margins, working 880 hours per year, ideally having $10 million in investment assets or net wealth, and having 400 grand in passive income. And at this stage, we can choose to trade our money for impact, because we've typically got more than what we will ever need, and we can give back to causes and charities and things that we believe in and start creating real impact. And this is where we have true abundance of choice. Now, this is not the end of the game by any means. We typically then start back at the beginning, we add a 0, and then we can rinse and repeat again. But this is basically just showing you, for most of our clients, these are the 5 stages. So you can see exactly why most people don't have value in their business. It's because they're typically stuck at level 1 or level 2. We really only build value into a business once we get to level 3 or above. It's not to say that there's nothing that can be sold below level 3, but there's just not a lot of value there, and there's not a lot of appetite to buy businesses at that stage. So once you're at level 3 and above, that's where real value is created. This is where we see people have some really profitable exits. And when you've got a roadmap, you've got a system to follow, it makes the process a whole lot easier and a whole lot more enjoyable as well. So guys, if you'd like to get some help with building value into your business, showing you the exact steps of how to go through these 5 stages to create a profitable and valuable lifestyle business, feel free to jump in my bio. I've got a whole heap of details in my bio link that'll help you get started.